This is New Patreon Series 76A. We are going to explore the Agrapha, that is, the sayings of Jesus not recorded in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Now, what are the Agrapha and where are they found? The Agrapha must satisfy three conditions. They must be sayings, not discourses. So works like the Didascalia and the Pistis Sophia that tell about Jesus, but do not quote him, are not considered. They must be sayings of Jesus, or said to be sayings of Jesus. Therefore, Agrapha are not sayings found in religious romances, such as those in the apocryphal Gospels, the apocryphal Acts, or the letter of Christ to Abgar, and so on. They must not be in the canonical Gospels. They are sayings of Jesus recorded by Papias, by the Didache, by Clement of Rome, by Justin Martyr, and many other patristic writers. Some have been judged by scholars to be inauthentic and others authentic. In this series, I will explore some of those judged to be authentic by me and most scholars. These are little-known sayings, such as, "In whatsoever things I apprehend you, in those I shall judge you. Ask for the great things, and the small shall be added to you. Be approved money changers, disproving some things, but holding fast to that which is good. That which is weak shall be saved through that which is strong," and many, many others. So, the sources for the sayings of Jesus recorded by Papias are very important. Papias wanted to verify authentic sayings of Jesus. For example, he confirmed through inquiry that Mark had faithfully transmitted what Peter reported about Jesus. Papias said, "Mark carefully and accurately recorded Peter's eyewitness observations." Now, Papias was living at the end of the first century and beginning of the second century, and he interviewed eyewitnesses to the teachings of Yeshua. He was not an eyewitness himself, but he got all his information from people who were eyewitnesses or disciples of apostles. He inquired of travelers passing through Hierapolis, which is where he lived. He's called Papias of Hierapolis, what the surviving disciples of Jesus and the elders, those who had personally known the 12 apostles, were saying. One of these disciples was Aristion, probably the bishop of nearby Smyrna, who was an eyewitness and disciple of Jesus of Nazareth and a companion of John the Elder. Another was John the Elder, usually identified with John the Evangelist, residing in nearby Ephesus, of whom Papias was a hearer. Papias frequently cited both of these people. From the daughters of Philip, who settled in Hierapolis and were prophetesses, probably meaning givers of God's word, he learned what Philip had taught them about his memories of Jesus and his sayings. Papias learned still other Jesus traditions from travelers passing through Hierapolis, who had heard what the surviving disciples of Jesus and the elders were saying. All of these are legitimate sources for authentic Agrapha of Jesus. Now, here is one that is very interesting. It's the prophecy of Jesus recorded by Papias. It goes like this: the Lord used to teach about those times, meaning the days of the Messiah, the Messianic age, and say, "The days will come when the vines will grow, each having 10,000 shoots, and in each shoot 10,000 branches, and on each branch 10,000 twigs, and in each twig 10,000 clusters, and in each cluster 10,000 grapes, and each grape when crushed will yield 25 measures of wine. And when one of the saints takes hold of a cluster, another cluster will cry out, 'I am better. Take me, bless the Lord, through me. Similarly, a grain of wheat will produce 10,000 heads, and every head will have 10,000 grains, and every grain 10 pounds of fine flour, white and clean. And the other fruits, seeds, and grass will produce in similar proportions, and all the animals feeding on these fruits produced by the soil will in turn become peaceful and harmonious toward one another and fully subject to humankind. These things are believable to those who believe. And when Judas, the traitor, did not believe and asked, how then will such growth be accomplished by the Lord said, those who live until those times will see. So we do a full analysis of this prophecy in the pre-Christian teachings number 76b, which will come next. Now the order of agraphic sayings to be addressed in this series are as follows. In PC 76b, we're going to do context and analysis for the eschatological prophecy of Yeshua reported by Papias, beginning the days will come. We're going to do PC 76c, the Agrapha in Justin Martyr's dialogue with Trypho. In PC 76d, we will be doing Agrapha in Clement of Alexandria. In PC 76e, we will be looking at the Agrapha in the Gospel of Thomas and Origen. And PC 76f, we will be looking at Agrapha in the Apostolic Church Order. And PC 76g, we'll be looking at Agrapha in the Acts of Philip. And PC 76h, we'll be looking at Agrapha in the Acts of the New Testament. I recommend this book by Joachim Jeremias, which has been translated into English, called The Unknown Sayings of Jesus. Please click on the Patreon link in my description just below the video to become a patron, helping to sponsor my new videos on the pre-Christian teachings of Yeshua. Thank you.